That was ass. Ooh, man, what a nightmare. So streaming issues until now. Based. Um, it'd be like that sometimes, you know? We're going to be learning C. We're going to go back to learning more about Monero. No worries. Monero based to understand. And we want to continue to learn about our beloved currency. But we're gonna hit the C. Learn how C works. Definitely a learning curve because I'm retarded. And maybe I should have. I don't know what the fuck is up with OBS. I be having problems. Maybe that'll do it? No. Oh, maybe not. Maybe now it's good. Never mind. Maybe. I don't know. It was working a while ago. That's okay. We'll learn. We'll learn as we go. C. So we're going to learn about C. What is C? And how to code in C. I'm probably going to do most of this in the browser. And we're going to bootstrap our journey. I'm funny. Sometimes. Okay. Sign in to track your process. It's free. Well, no thank you. So C is a general purpose programming language that has been widely used for over 50 years. C is very powerful. It has been used to develop operating systems, databases, applications, etc. Our Try It Yourself editor makes it easy to learn C. You can edit code and view the results in your browser. Try it yourself. Interesting. Hello world. Return 0. I wonder what the return. Hello feds. Hello chat. What if I do return 1? Interesting. Hello chat. It still did it. What does the 1 do? What if I do return 69? Does that change? Is that where the memory is used? Let's say does this make it unsafe? Memory corruption? Oh, interesting. Function main expected error before token return 69. Okay, so that is needed. But what if this is gone? We will learn what these numbers mean. Okay, interesting. It's funny. Computers are very determined to run a certain way. Hello, chat. Interesting. All right, cool. We're in my first program. See exercise. Many chapters in this tutorial end with the exercise where you can check the level of knowledge. Which function is used to print text in C? It is the printf. Submit answer. Am I right? Wow. I'm big-brained. C quiz. Learn by taking the quiz. It'll give you a signal how much you know. See? Nothing. Oh. I don't want to do that. No progress tracking. What is C? C is a general-purpose programming language created by Dennis Ritchie at the Bell Laboratories in 1972. You nearly clicked print ln because you use you're rusted. True. I got rust in my soul. But I'm learning the dad of all the granddad of all programming languages, the mother of all programming languages, the base, the history. It is a very popular language despite being old. The main reason for its popularity is because it is a fundamental language in the field of computer science. C is strongly associated with Unix, as it was developed to write a Unix operating system. Remember the Unix meme? This was a funny meme. I forget why this was in this movie.
It's a Unix system. I know this. It's how all the files of the whole park. It tells you everything. I gotta find the right file.
Oh my god. What's funny about this is... Oh.
We can go over.
No? Why does it play the whole fucking thing? Let's see. A 3D file system navigator. User people to Jonesboro. I'm not like 500 years old, so I don't even know if this was real. The hell is that 3D? That's what I'm thinking. Is this real? Session show display directory. User people de Jones Park. I mean, user's a real file system, so at least that's not I mean, that's not real. Not real. So kind of interesting. User people de Jones Park. I'm assuming it's, I don't know. There's I've been reading some stuff on files, like what is a file system, like how does it work. It's kind of interesting stuff. It's interesting. It's cool. It's not gay, but it's like people are like it's not as like a Linux file system isn't files or something. I don't know. They have some esoteric shit. A lot of people in computer science are like. They're kind of like the musician. They're like musicians. They're like, this isn't real metal. This is pee pee poo poo. This is theory. This is gay retard. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. It's a very popular language. Being old, Unix. Yeah. Why learn C? It's one of the most popular programming languages in the world. If you know C, you will have no problem learning other popular programming languages such as Java. Boo. Python, boo. C++, boo. C Sharp, boo. As the syntax is similar, if you know C, you will have. If you know C, you will understand how computers' memory works. C is very fast compared to other programming languages like Java and Python. True. C is very versatile. It can be used in both applications and technologies. Wow. Difference between C and C++. C++ was developed as an extension of C, and both languages has almost the same syntax. The main difference to C and C++ is that C++ supports classes and objects, and while C does not. I think people have also pointed out that C in itself, C++ is actually harder to learn, I believe. Should I use a text editor called Notepad? Apparently, a modern version of FSN, the thing we used is named FSV. It's not the Gen 2 repos. Oh, so that's actually a real program. C++ has trash syntax. Hello world versus print. Yeah. What the fuck? Oh god, that's real. Jesus Christ, I would kill myself. Oh my god, if I had to use this, no thank you. No, oh, wow. Yeah, no thank you. Keep that program where it's at. Oh, yeah, that made me sick. That looked ugly. If you want to run C on a computer, you need two things: a text editor like Notepad to write C code, boo, and a compiler like GCC to translate the C code into the language that the computer will understand. There are many text editors and compilers to choose from. In the next step, we will show you how to use an IDE that includes both. Install an IDE, an integrated development environment, and use to edit and compile code. Popular IDEs include CodeBlocks, Eclipse, and Visual Studio. These are all free. I have to pick. I'm trying to live the most GNU life, so let's look up GNU approved code. It looks like an early 90s X programs. Yeah, no thank you. GNU approved editors that are free software licensed under the GNU or compatible licenses. Among them, editors are meeting the criteria are GNU Emacs, GNU Nano, and Get-It, all of which are officially recognized GNU project software. We're going to do GNU Nano. My favorite editor. No. Damn. I want something modern. Probably made using Xforms or something like that. Is that modern C text editor? NE is much better than Nano. Build your own text editor. Top text editors for C in 2025. Let's see what Slashdot says. Sublime. I was a Sublime user for a very long time. RIP. Notepad++. No, thank you. Atom. I was an Atom user. Also RIP for a very long time. I liked using Atom. It was very chill, very cool. We're gonna use Zed. Oh God. Zed is an advanced code editor for seamless collaboration between humans and AI. Developed entirely in Rust. Imagine you should use Genie as it's made with GTK. No, we got to use Zed because it's made with Rust to write C code. That's triple IQ moment. Kitty. Oh yeah, Kitty. The terminal editor. the Rust-based terminal. Code browsers are versatile folding text that are available in the Linux window. Okay. Does Zed support? Ah, fuck. Your Kevin's that was a dog. Support C. Yeah, Zed provides native support for the C. We're doing Zed, baby. Hell yeah. That was my cow though. Using a Rust editor to make C programs. Based, actually. We're gonna do a good old copy. But will this I should get the Kitty terminal emulator. I love how AI put C++ Reddit post to the right of ZC support. Yeah. I always forget to install. Is it there? Am I have? Oh nope, it's here. Okay, cool. So we use a terminal to launch the terminal, and then Rust based, curl based. To run Zed now. Okay. All right, guys, we're locked in. We're gonna do dark theme, base key map, I guess. Import settings, cursor. I've never used cursor. Finish setup. New file. Stay ahead with Zed. Okay. Quick start. My first programming. Open code blocks to go to file, new, empty file. Write the following C code as my first program, .c. Oh, yeah. I guess I'd have to save it. I think we have to std io.h, right? Int main printf. I don't like how it doesn't complete that. Hello retards. Return 0 squiggly boy. Oh shit! Forgot the brackets. Cool. Okay, I think this is it. Don't worry if you don't understand the code above. It will discuss in detail in later chapters. For now, focus on how to run the code. In code blocks, it should look like this. God, that looks terrible. We're going to extensions. Oh, nice. It tells me even. Okay. Introducing Claude Code. What the fuck? I want to save this. Can I just save? Where's the save? Option. Where's the run option? New. Editor control? Nope. All I see is... Oh, there we go. Save as... Ooh. We're going to save as... It's a .c file. Yeah, there we go. And then run. No? Install CL, yeah. Oh, STDIO. I forgot. Even more down. I'd be looking. Yeah, okay. stdio.h. Okay, looks good, looks good, looks good. It's telling me unknown type of studio Clang type, expected Clang type either. What is this now? Main, yep. Hello world, in parentheses. Return 0, yeah. Let's do save. Open a terminal, right? I think I have GCC. Include. Oh, I gotta do actually include. Interesting. I thought that was just like being kind of gay. This all makes sense now. Now I have to compile it. Okay, this is going to explain it. Let's open up console. Let's get another ls gcc. Okay. Nice, it worked. It came out kind of weird looking though. I did GCC hello C, and then it made a .a out. And it looks like it What did I do wrong? Luce's recent cat videos are awesome. True. Cat videos are awesome. You needed it. Oh, interesting. I'm assuming it doesn't tell me though. At the complete end? For an executable named retards, it's the command GCC. Oh, for an executable named retards, it's this command GCC hello.c. Oh, interesting. So I would do at the end of hello retard string. What's the purpose of that? Or is it just one of those things that you're like, I know it goes there, but I don't know why it goes there. So we're going to do GCC hello at the end before the closing quotes. Oh. Okay. Hello, can I be the girlfriend? Only if you support Monero. N means new line. Create a new line after putting hello retards. Wow, interesting. Actually, oh. Oh wait, I didn't save. There we go. Hello retards. There we go. Yeah, I do support it. Based. Cool. As you should. All right, cool. So, you've already seen the following couple of first chapters. Let's break it down, understand better. There's a book actually I want to get at some point. It's called like Modern C or something. Modern C 32 Standard. This book. It's apparently like very. Not that. Apparently it's like a really good book. So can I be the girlfriend? Ask me tomorrow. Same time. Yeah, apparently this is a sick book though. Oh, I do like books. Brave Browser L. Why would it be L? I just code in C89 ASN or C99. Is C99 the standard? How old are you? 69. Hello, why not now? I'll tell you tomorrow. Same time. C99, formerly known as ISO C89, is a major revision of the C programming language standard and introduced numerous features improvements over its predecessor C90. It's largely backward compatible with C89, but enforces stricter rules such as no longer assuming int as the default type for variables declared with the out type specifier, because Google runs it. No, it's because it's based on Chrome, but Chrome has far superior sandboxing than Firefox. Firefox's sandboxing is pretty weak compared to Chrome. Chrome is more of Chrome's open source, so I'm not too worried about it. And then default privacy comes from Brave, so I'd rather have something that's default privacy and actually tell me now. Tomorrow. Default privacy is how you prevent fingerprinting, not having all these different types of configured browsers. Anti-fingerprinting comes from where everyone looks the same, and Brave kind of achieves that to a out of the box experience, minus the extension parts. But reality, C9 is the default for GCC and client. Oh, okay, based. So it's definitely one of those things that is that C line. What's C line? I'm using Z. I'm using C on a Rust based system because I'm retarded. Yeah, I can feel the disappointment in the O. It's okay. So I think, but out of the Firefox with extensions is good. I mean, but if you have to add all these extensions, you are fundamentally fingerprinting yourself, and that creates an attack surface in terms of being exploitable. So the more extensions you have, the more trust you're giving to third parties. C-Line is an IDE. Oh, nice, based. So my general take is just pick the browser. I mean, I would like an independent browser that isn't based on Chromium, but right now in 2025, Chrome is one of the most secure browsers, and also the fact that Vanadium's the browser made by Graphene OS used Chromium for a reason is kind of important because it's somewhat of a more secure browser, and I genuinely care. I put security slightly above. I don't know. I put security slightly above it. Above privacy. I think privacy is still very important, but Firefox has a shit reputation. They actually make most of their money from Google. So if your problem is with Google, then you should probably be mad at Firefox. I mean, they did use the default Google search engine so that they can get paid by Google. This is a fundamental problem, and I do not like Mozilla. I think Mozilla is taking Firefox and putting it into a shithole. It's just ran by a shitty company. It's kind of like Firefox. Mozilla is the canonical of browsers, in my opinion. But I digress. Okay, so examples explained. Line 1, including stdio, is a header for a file library that lets us work with input and output functions such as printf used in line 4. Header files add functionality to C programming. Don't worry if you don't understand how include studio. I think it's studio works. Just think of it as something that almost always appears in your programs. Almost. Okay, I will go back to Brave browser. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, you can use whatever browser you want. I just think the problem is people give Brave shit for something. I think mistakes that they did make. They included the cryptocurrency, which was kind of retarded. The BAT token is ultimately pointless. So I get the hate towards it, but I think they offer the best default experience. If the only Firefox that I use standard IO. Oh, standard IO. Oh, okay, interesting. Oh, okay, that makes sense now. The only Firefox I use is IronFox because it uses, and it's on mobile, is because it uses Phoenix, which is some security enhancements in the Firefox ecosystem, and it does support. I'm happy that you're learning C base. Thank you. So Firefox, it supports the encrypted client Hello, and that's its own. The encrypted client Hello needs to obviously reach mass adoption. It's really good, and it's kind of a cool missing piece of privacy. Hopefully, it gets more adoption. It's very cool, very based. I've talked about it on stream before. It's something cool to come across on what it does. Line 2, a blank line. C ignores white space, but we used to make the code more readable. add another thing that always appears in C programming language is main. This is called a function. Any code inside the curly brackets will be executed. So the main will be like the main part of the programming language, I'm assuming, and then the curly brackets are where the function happens, the party, I'm assuming. The party main is like, yo, come to my party, and then everyone inside the function be doing stuff. Line 4, printf is a function used to output print text to the screen. In our example, it will output hello world. Note, every C statement ends with a semicolon. Note the body of int main could also be written as int main printf hello world return 0. Remember, the compiler ignores white spaces. However, multiple lines make code more readable. True. You don't want to fucking look like you're writing a book. Line 5 returns 0, ends with main function. Do not forget to add closing curly brackets. It actually ends the main function. What is the purpose of Include Studio standard I/O? Interesting. It defines the main function. It allows the use of interpret and output functions as printfl. Submit. And a correct answer. I'm smart. Huge brain moment. Interesting. Cool. I'm wondering if so I wonder why people say that C is insecure due to memory leaks. Is it the lack of a garbage collector? I mean, what does the 0 mean? Like, what is return 0? Is that how is that memory allocation, or is it something that I'm thinking too hard about and I'm jumping forward? Chat. I don't know how much lag I have in the stream. So I said Zcash is a Fed coin, and if Edward Snowden funded it and promoted it, he's a Fed too. And God, that really cut a lot of people deep. It was kind of funny. Okay, cool. I'm about to get an explanation. 0 is the exit code. That's the return code 0. 0 is good. 1 is above. 1 and above is bad. Actually, anything other than 0 means it isn't success. Success. I'd say about 30 seconds or so of lag. Okay. So 0 is the exit code. When you put return 0, so you should never put like return 1 or return 2 or return 3, correct? Or again, am I just jumping ahead and overthinking it? C is insecure because it lets you do all sorts of BS with memory. You just got to be careful with writing in C. Yeah, I think curl, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the largest code bases that's completely written in C. And they have like almost little to no bugs because of the way they write C. Okay. Interesting. It is important you end the statement with a semicolon. If you forget the semicolon, error will occur the program and will not run. Example, print F, hello world, error expected before return. Try it yourself. Kind of know what it does. Most C programs contain many statements. Any program that's saying that C is insecure is trash. At C, put anything other than 0 in return if you detect badness. Put anything other than 0 in return if you detect badness. Okay. So it's kind of like you keep 1 and up for exiting the program when something fails. Okay. So like, say hypothetically this program failed. I would switch it to 1 or 2, and that would help me figure out what the issue is. Most C programs, many statements, the statements are executed one by one in the same order as they are written. Print F, hello world, print F, have a good day, return 0. Okay, let's do that. So we're in init main. We're just going to do print printf Billy Bob Jenkins 12 likes feet. Save this. And then oh, what did I do? Return. Oh, I spelled return wrong. Let's see if it does. What was I spelling? Oh, example. If you malloc some memory, there is a chance it will return null instead of the void to the memory. Here's how to detect that. If become null because null is a pointer with a value of 0. Oh, okay. If you malloc some memory, there's a chance it will return null instead of the void Linux to the memory. Here's how to detect that. If malloc memory return 1, then shebang means not. Oh, okay. So it's like a way to debug the code, I'm assuming. Because null is a pointer with a value of... Guys, what's pointers? Okay, so we're going to save this. And what's it pointing to? Okay. Billy Bob Jenkins, 12 likes feet. Hello, retards. Nice. Based, actually. Okay, cool. From the example below, we have 3 statements. Print f hello world, print f have a good day, return 0. The first statement is executed first, print hello world to the screen. The second statement is executed, print hello have a good day to the screen. And by the way, one of my fucking when I first started learning Python, and I remember I wrote a script. I wrote like a text terminal game, like a game for like the terminal. And I chose Python because of the readability, and it was kind of cool. And I was like, how do I make the ... happen in the terminal, and how do I have a delay, like it write out the word by word? And I figured it out, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. This is, same thing with a bash. I found out how to do that with a bash script. Kind of. There was something I did, and it was kind of like, it's very interesting. Programming is very cool in a nutshell, but I have to think a lot. For me, it looked more readable. I thought my perception of my perception of C was like how people view Haskell or Fortran or something, like the ninth circle of hell of type of programming languages. Software and women based, true. Malloc returns a void pointer. Void pointers are basically just generic pointers. They can point to anything. When you call malloc, it will return a void pointer that points to the allocated memory. Okay. I think I'll understand this at some point. I'm kind of retarded. So, and see, each code statement must end with a semicolon. True. Right? Correct answer. Oh, okay. I'm assuming I'll get to the how like the memory thing works, and I watched a video on Pointers Low Level Academy, and he explained pointers kind of in an easy way. It pretty much helps like make code cleaner because you can point to other parts of the code's address space. If I'm getting this correct, like if you have an address space and you can use that pointer to point to that address space instead of especially if it's out of scope of the program, like the part that you're writing in, if I'm not mistaken, and it will you can point to that without violating any like software like memory problems or something. If I'm understanding it correctly, like it's used to make C more efficient and cleaner, and it uses. It's kind of like you use it a lot. Like it's so that you can write programs more efficiently, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. To output values in print in C, use the printf function. Double quotes. When you are working with text, it must be wrapped inside double quote marks. If you forget the double quotes, error has occurred. Printf, the statement will work. Printf, the statement will produce an error. Many printf functions. You can use many printf functions as you want. However, note that does not insert new line at the end of the output. Hello world, I'm learning C, and it is awesome. What function is used to print text in C? That's, guys, println. Based. See new lines. New lines to insert new lines. You can use the /n character. Why can't it be the other way? N character, including int main, print n, hello world n, printf. Me thinking of Rust. Int main, printf, hello world, shebang, /n, printf, I am learning C, return 0. You can also output multiple lines with a single printf function. However, this can make the code hard to read. Oh yeah, that looks terrible. Tip: 2 n characters after each other will create a blanket line. Oh, okay. Let's try that. Let's do n/n. No, n. You can cast pointers to any other types. That is a part of Quake 3 fast inverse square root algorithm. So you can cast like say like a like if. So you mean like if I wrote a pointer, I could cast it to another type of pointer. I understand that Quake's algorithm is fucking insane, and that's what made it so efficient. Like, I can't remember. There's a YouTube. I think there's a YouTube documentary on Quake's algorithm. Game development is it's its own hell. Fast inverse square root, a Quake 3 algorithm. Primary x fast inverse square root. Interesting. How is Quake 3 so fast in part 2? The GOAT. I mean, the guy that did Roller Coaster Tycoon wrote the whole thing in assembly, which that's in itself is impressive. Very cool, actually. Very based. But it's kind of like one of those things that I can respect the people that do like game development. Oh fuck. Oopsies. Lost all the chat, guys. Accidentally accidentally fucking exited out of the Restream, so the chat gets fucking wiped. But I respect people that do like game development. Like that's a lot. It's really cool. You're essentially making stuff out of like completely like thin air in your head. You're like, I want this thing to do something. I want this thing to do something because someone puts an input from a controller. And giant milkers. I mean, pretty based actually. You're like, I'm gonna create big, giant 3D milkers in a video game. Physics. But anything that somebody has sent in the last few minutes, the last minute, I have not seen. Okay, let me... Physics. I can just do that. Oh, you can't... Oh, you can't... Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to put that in a different tab so I don't fuck up. Alright, two end characters will blank each other. Let's see what it does. Hello, retards. Billy Bob Jenkins 12 likes feet. Nice. Okay, cool. It like separates it and makes it look clean, I guess. Cleaner. What is N exactly? The new line character N is called the escape sequence, and it forces the cursor to change its position in the beginning of the next line screen. This results in a new line. Examples of other valid escape sequences are creates a horizontal tab, inserts a backslash character, inserts a double quoted character. Okay, we'll do this. I mean, this stuff might matter. /T. All right, I gotta put it in the brackets. /T. Oh wait, I gotta save this. Oh, that kind of like spaces. Cool. Interesting. That kind of like spaces everything out. I got too high to remember syntax. Thank fuck for. I get too high to remember syntax. Thank fuck for ChatGPT. True. I mean, I think AI has probably got some level of malice, like some level of like instead of you fucking going through an entire book to find a certain chapter for something. If once you become experienced in something, you're not going to remember everything. It's probably nice to be able to just open up a prompt on a local AI that you don't run in the fucking cloud. And you just type, "Hey, what does this do?" Like, I mean, I do that a lot. Like, especially like, I read a lot of documents just in general, and I mean, it's just F search, like, you know, or Control F, whatever it is, F4, I think it is, or F5. I can't remember the key function, but like when I'm reading a shitload of documents and I just need to look for certain words, I'm not gonna fucking sit there and in skim. I'm just gonna find what I need. What does the N character do in a C program? It creates a space. Right? Wrong answer. Try again. Damn it. No! Isn't there an undo tab option? CW 3. I can't remember. W 3. Fuck. There you are. Next. Next. Previous. Next. Next. Control Shift T to reopen closed tabs. Oh, that actually opens up my terminal. I remapped it, I think. Oh no, we're good. Never mind. I was in scope. Oh, it creates a new line. I'm retarded. What will the following code output? Printf hello world /n I am learning C. Hello world I am learning C. Hello world I am learning C. Hello world I am learning C. Let me think. Let me critically think. Printf. Okay, so we're here. The /n is new line. I am learning C, but it's in the same quote text. So I think it would be here, right? Damn. So wait, hold on. Oh wait, I just learned. Yeah, it's gonna make that. Nope, damn it. It's gonna be the other one. How can you create a blank link between two printed lines in C? Nice stream. See ya later, Billy. Appreciate you stopping by. Use 2 space and characters in a row. C comments. Comments in C. Comments can be used to explain code and make it more readable. It can also be used to prevent execution when testing alternative code. Single line comments. Single line comments start with 2 forward slashes. Any text between the 2 forward slashes at the end of the line is going to be ignored by the compiler, will not be executed. This is an example of a single line comment in the line of code. So we could do forward slash is words we use. There we go. Return. Oh, return. Okay. And it's being ignored. So, like, if someone opens it up, they could just see, like, oh, this is a comment. This example uses a single line comment at the end of the code. See multi-line comments. Multi-line comments start with /* and end with */. Any text between */ and */ will be ignored by the compiler. This code below will print the words "Hello World" to the screen, and it is amazing. What is the meaning of the C comments? To output text, to create text values, to explain document and code. Documentation is everything. Next question. Comments in C are written with special characters. Insert the missing parts. This is a single line comment. So we're just going to do /. This is a multi-line comment. /*, right? And then */. Submit answer. Oh, damn it. No, it's the opposite, right? // // What the fuck? Which one is it? Am I dumb? Oh, damn, I was using the wrong slash. Ah, fuck, man. Okay. When do we usually use multi-line comments? For longer comments. Okay. Take that, Joker. So this is the part that I always had a trouble with. Variables. Variables are containers for storing data values like numbers and characters. In C, there are different types of variables defined with different keywords. For example, int stores integers, whole numbers, without decimals such as 1, 2, 3, or negative 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. That makes sense now. I kind of like solved a lot of problems I had. So integer is a whole number. Float stores floating point numbers with a decimal such as 1999 or 1999. Char stores single characters such as A or B. Characters are surrounded by single quotes. Oh, okay. Interesting. Declaring, creating a variable. To create a variable, specific type, assign it a value. Type variable name equals value. Where type is one of C types, such as int, and variable name is the name of the variable, such as x or my name. The equal sign is used to assign the value of a variable. Okay, we're going to do int my num equals 69. You can also declare a variable without assigning the value and assign the value later. Int my num equals, oh, okay. Output varies. You learned from output chapter where you caught an output values print text with printf function. Example, printf hello world. In many other programming languages like Python, Java, and C++, you would normally use print function to display the value of a variable. However, this is not possible in C. In my num, print my num, nothing happens. To output C, you must get familiar with something called format specifiers, which you will learn about in the next chapter. Which data type is used to store integers, whole numbers in C? That is int, integer. What is the correct syntax to declare variable types int with the value of 15? Int my num equals 15. Int my num, yep. Create a variable named my num and assign value to 50. So we're going to do int my num equals 50. No. Why won't the following code run? Int my num equals 15. Print f is missing a form. It will run. It will run. It will print. Is missing a format specifier. Yep. You just learned. What data type is used to store a single character in C? That is the single character type. That is the char. What is the correct syntax to declare a float variable named my float without assigning it a value? Float my float equals float. Float my float equals, yeah, I think it's the first one. Oh, okay, no. My float, equals, yeah, there we go. My float equals float. I don't know why I thought it was, no, what the fuck? It's really float my float. Okay, whatever, I'm retarded. You can declare a variable in C without assigning a value, and you can, yeah. C format specifiers. Format specifiers are used together with the printf function to tell the compiler what type of data the variable is storing. It's basically a placeholder for the variable value. A format specifier starts with a percentage sign, percent, followed by a character. For example, to output the value of an int variable, use the format specifier %d surrounded by double quotes inside the printf function. Oh. Wonder why D. So we're going to do... Oh, here we go. Int main, int my number equals 69. Print f %d Okay. Let's do a big old save. To print other types, use for char and F for float. So what is D? Variable use the format D. So we're like, okay, double quotes. Yeah. My num. Yep. Okay, that's good. My letter equals D. Print. Oh, okay. To print other. Interesting. So create a variable. Int my num 15 semicolon float. My float num equals 5.99. Char letter equals D. Print D/n. My num. Oh, I wonder if I should just do this. If I should do the /n. Yeah, maybe that'll change. Nice, 69. To combine both text and variables, separate them with a comma inside. Int my num equals 15. Print my favorite number is colon %d my num comma my num comma my num. To print different types in a single printf function, you can use the following: int 15 char my letter D. Print f my number is D and my letter is C. My number and my letter. My number is 15 and my letter is D. Huh. Okay. Okay, that kind of makes sense. So you would put int main integer my number, the number 15, char my letter, which is the letter thing, and then print my number is %d and my letter is %c, C for char, D for number, my num, my letter, and then you have to put kind of like the syntax of the number and my letter, the two like declared variables, well, the variables and then the declared names return to 0. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah. You'll learn more about data types in a later chapter. Print values without variables. You can also just print a value without storing it in a variable as long as you use the correct format specifier. Print, my favorite number is %d, 15. My printf, my favorite letter is %c, comma d. My favorite number is 15. My favorite letter is D. So you put that and then that. Interesting. Okay, cool. What format specifier is used to print integer value in C? %C. Oh, wait. Integer value. So it's D. I read that wrong. Int, my number is 15. Print f. So the integer value will be %d. Correct answer. Cool. Which format specifier would you use to print floating point numbers? I think f was it, right? Yeah. Int, my num equals 15, semicolon, print %d, my num, 15. Okay, they both got semicolon, f, correct, okay. Display the sum of 5 plus 10 using two variables, x and y. Okay. Print, integer, int, 5, x, it's going to be x equals 5 int y equals 10, print %, okay, yeah, that should be it. Cool. Which format specifier is used to print a single character in C? That is char, so that's it. You can print a value directly in printf without using variables as long as it's the correct format specifier to use. True. Mm-mm-mm. Do something real quick. The fuck? Okay. That was weird. Alright, back to learning. However, it's more sustainable to use variables saved and saved. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, I think we're good. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, okay, we did. We did that. We learned. If you are assigned a new variable to an existing variable, it will overwrite the previous value. Example, int my num equals 15. My number is 15. My num equals 10. Now my num is 10. You can also assign the value of one variable to another. That watch got me, bro. I was autism diving into smart card technology right now. Oh, my watch beeping. What is smart? What do you mean by smart card technology? What is this? Oh, isn't this like what's used in like PG? Like if you want to like encrypt stuff, I believe this was pass hardware keys, and like this was used for a long time. Smart card technology involves physical card embedded with an integrated circuit chip that can process, store, and transmit data securely. The chip can be a microcontroller with internal memory or a secured memory chip alone, enabling card to perform complex functions such as encryption, decryption, digital signatures, calculations, and mutual authentication. These capabilities make smart cards one of the most secure forms of electronic identification tokens, which is widely used in applications requiring high data integrity and protection against tampering. Smart cards communicate with readers through two primary methods, contact and contactless. Contact smart cards require a physical insertion into the card reader where data is exchanged via direct electrical contact, commonly used in secure financial transactions and access control systems. Contactless smart cards, on the other hand, use radio frequency identifiers RFID and near field communications NFC. C9, most card, Dural interface microprocessor smart cards. Yeah, let's look at this. What is this before we continue? C. My autism is peaked. C9 most card do Yo, what is this? Description. CardLogic MOS Card 9 series is a dual interface contactless and contact microprocessor smart card family built on EAL5 Plus certification silicon powered by MOST card operating system. The smart cards are designed for multifunction and high security applications. The C9 family features up to 162 kilobytes of user memory that can be configured for a wide variety of applications, including ID1, ICAO certified board crossing cards, e-passports, access controls, single sign-on, healthcare IDs, voter IDs, contactless. They got other products on their page that was more interesting. That this is just their version of the smart card. Oh, microprocess smart cards. Voter IDs, contact badge with on-card storage of biometrics or any other application that requires strong e-wallets and with a session key pursue function. The MOST Card 9 series features advanced password security logic 3DES and AES 128 and 256-bit encryption, ICAO, back SHA-256, and HMAC authentication, and e-signatures with vaulted and threshold key protection for storing data integrity. The C9 series enables hyperkey diversification with a 24-byte global unique identifier, GUID, making each credential truly unique. The silicon provided continuous internal encryption of all the data and the virtualization of rotation of the data across the non-volatile memory for secure data storage. That's kind of cool. The MOST OS also features an error detection code and security self-test with built-in anti-tearing tiering mechanisms to support heavy transactional environments. It supports EF level PIN password as well as global password with the PIN, PUC, and block and unblock feature, multiple file types, and includes an internal random number generator for unique transaction sessions. Smart card biometric fingerprint smart card. CardLogic MOST tools SDKs lets you design system that grows with your needs. MOST cards is feature-proof with working on, but is it open source? Let's look at it. Card. Interesting. This is kind of cool. The SentryCard biometric fingerprint smart card is the union between absolute proof of identity, individual control, and privacy. It is an all-one convenient credential solution for both physical and logical access, which stores credential information on the smart card. With its proof positive authentication and absolute trust requiring not only the process of the smart card, but rather the inclusion of the fingerprint, intruders will have an even harder time to access your facilities and applications. It supports privacy regulations. Biometrics are enrolled, stored, and matched all within their credential card itself, alleviating all GDPR, CCPA, and BIPA, meaning that you can stay in compliance with the latest privacy rules. The biometric smart card is a multifunctional smart card that has both biometrics and physical access features, allowing you to securely identify your employees. Sentry's biometric card is not simply a piece of plastic with an antenna. It is many proximity cards are. This is a sophisticated technology being used with the fingerprint sensor to identify your employee and their unique credentials. It allows a use case in logical access with FIDO2 supporting allow the integration into HID digital persona and other login solutions for MFA multi-factor authentication for both your network and the enterprise applications that you use. Last but certainly not least, it has UHF ultra high frequency support with the smart card to monitor employees in real time in case of emergencies. You can safely have all your employees exit the building without anyone being trapped inside. Smart card is rendering trust by driving a new paradigm of covering biometric security, shifting away from relying on legacy forms of identification, the use of biometric authentication identification. Wow, that's kind of cool actually. Kind of based actually. No cap. But is it open source? The MTEL Memory Smart Card 2K bits. I like when stuff is made in small restrictive environments, like 2 kilobytes, and it can do a lot. I like when programmers make programs be efficient. The UHF shit is cool. I didn't even see that. Yeah, that's pretty fucking crazy. So, like, say you're inside a building and it requires this card for access everywhere when the building catches fire. That's sick, honestly. And because I would prefer, obviously, it to be open source. But if everything's done on device, it's kind of, from a privacy standpoint, it's better, and from a security standpoint, it's better. So, actually, CubesOS talks about smart cards. And their flaws. So this is Split GPG, which I have gotten successfully to set up. Split GPG implements a concept similar to having a smart card with your private GPG keys, except that the role of the smart card is played by another Cubes app, Cube. This way, one not so trusted domain, e.g., the one where Thunderbird is running, can delegate all the crypto operations such as encryption and decryption and signing to another more trusted network isolated domain. This way, the compromise of your domain where Thunderbird or another client app is running, arguably a not so unthinkable scenario, does not allow the attacker to automatically also steal all your keys. We should make a rather obvious comment that the so often used passphrase on private keys are pretty much meaningless, because the attacker can easily set up a simple backdoor, which would wait until the user enters the passphrase and steal the keys. This is true. This is kind of like one of those things, like people talk about hardware switches a lot. They're like, oh, I would rather have a hardware switch because I know it's disconnected. If your machine is compromised, your switches really don't mean anything in terms of what they can and cannot do once your machine becomes compromised. So they're kind of, I wouldn't call them security theater, but they're kind of meaningless and no better than software switches. Because if your stuff is compromised, then it doesn't matter if you have hardware switches to turn off certain things. So with my laptop, I neutered the webcam and the microphone completely. I have to use external webcam and microphones. But if my computer becomes compromised, I know in my head that they could just wait till I attach a microphone and a microphone and a webcam, and then still take advantage of those things once they are connected, unless I just never connect them. I mean, the best solution is to obviously not have it at all, but that's not practical. So CubesOS approaches this in a simple way. If your webcam gets compromised, your other system is not going to get infected or compromised as well, because they are separate. The isolation and the hard firewall rules and sandboxing is what makes it more secure. Not this esoteric esoteric approach where they're like, just have hardware switches, when you could just theoretically just wait till, like they said, a backdoor is present, and then they will just take advantage of you. Malicious actors have endless amount of time, and if they have an endless amount of money, it doesn't really matter. Okay, advantages of split PGP versus traditional PGP with a smart card. It is often thought that the use of smart cards are for private key storage guarantees the ultimate safety. While this might be true, unless the attacker can find a usually very expensive, requiring physical presence way to extract the keys from the smart card, but only with regards to the safety of the private key itself. However, there is usually nothing that could stop the attacker from requesting the smart card to perform a decryption of all the user documents that the attacker has found or need to decrypt. In other words, while protecting the user's private keys is an important task, we should not forget that ultimately is the user data that data that are to be protected, and that the smart card chip has no way of knowing that the requests to decrypt the documents are now coming from the attacker's script. Kind of true. And not from the user setting in front of the monitor. Similarly, the smart card does not make the process of digitally signing the document or the transaction in any way more secure. The user cannot now know what the chip is really signing. Unfortunately, the problem of the signing reliability is not solvable by split PGP. While with Cube's split PGP, this problem is drastically minimized, because each time the key has to be the user is asked for consent with a definable time out of 5 minutes by default. Plus, it is always notified each time the key is used via tray notifications from the domain where GPG backend is running. This way, that would be easy to spot an unexpected request from the decrypted documents. And then you configure it. It's pretty sick. I have gotten this to work. It does kick it out after 5 minutes, which is crazy. So if you need efficiency, it's not the most efficient way. You can actually up the time, but that would reduce the level of security of it, because you're giving it AKA more time to sit there. Oh, nice. Split PGP2 is available here. Split GPG and Windows solves this ironically with being able to disable the pin cache on smart cards. They have the most sophisticated smart card code I've ever seen. Yeah, people give a lot of shit to Windows from privacy, but from a security standpoint, Windows is actually really insane, really good, like really insane. I think Windows probably and Google, unironically, probably have some of the best security engineers in the world. Like the way that they write stuff and the way that they implement really sophisticated ways to make sure that Windows and Google stay secure is actually impressive. Some of the stuff they do is quite insane, because it's kind of like you have this operating system that the vast majority of the world uses, so you have to make it secure. Otherwise, you kind of defeat the purpose. And I'll even say Apple engineers Apple's security is only good because they have full control over kind of like their black box. You know, they maybe have, I'm not going to say less users is the main reason, but Apple also has kind of only really a few things to worry about. So people still go through like this premise that Apple phones can't be hacked, and they're unhackable, and they don't get vulnerabilities, which is retarded. But that's because Apple has kind of made people believe that, and Windows gets this bad rap. But when you look at I think they have like malware and vulnerability reports, like what gets affected the most, and they all pretty much are borderline the same. Being able to disable the pin cache on the smart cards, they have the most sophisticated. That's really cool, though. I would like to eventually deep dive into that. Apparently, number 2 got released. Configuration. Okay. The advantage is often with the user's card's private key guarantee ultimate safety. Okay. With drastically. Okay, so it's mainly like 5 minutes. And then you got some advanced usages. This is kind of interesting. So you pretty much have the work email, the Cube's GPG client, and then you have the working GGP. This is offline, actually. You keep this offline completely, and then you execute it, and you allow it. It's like a notification pops up. You allow it, and boom, it goes in. Like it goes, like you pretty much when you want to email and sign your you want to encrypt your email and decrypt it because you're sending cubes Mac OS plus Mac OS GPG plus smart card plus virtual monitor attached to God Combo for all throw. But you got to remember, you have to remember the most important thing. You better not be using HDMI because HDMI can leak your information. You got to use approved HDMI cables that reduce the ability of it leaking your image. And unironically, unfortunately, Cube still uses X11. Which it's eventually going to be in the future going to hopefully be moved to Wayland, which has better sandboxing and isolation than X11. But you can kind of get Wayland. You can kind of get Wayland working, but it's not perfect. It's very bad. It's very laggy. But that would, once Wayland gets figured out. I read in a thread that Wayland with Cubes OS would be its own virtual machine, and it would be kind of like the USB virtual machine. It would be intermediator. It would handle all the window applications as the middleman to isolate it and protect it. It's pretty cool. Someone brought up like how it would be done, and then you could technically have isolated GPU processes. Like, so gaming might be there might be a secure way in the future, a secure way to do gaming, and it be somewhat efficient in Cubes OS. I mean, it's a very good possibility in the future that we will have gaming on Cubes OS, which would create a virtual environment that I would feel more safe, more comfortable would be the answer. I'd feel more comfortable gaming in Cubes OS because the level of access these games need, when they need kernel level access in order to function, I don't like that. And I think that Cubes could solve this, because then it's just getting kernel level access in that Cubes, in that cube, in that it's isolated environment. And then if you can isolate your GPU, it's even better. But remember to use NIST. I think it's NIST we talked about on stream last time when we talked about it. NIST approved HDMI cables. Make sure that you're using government approved HDMI cables so it doesn't leak your funny, sexy furry pictures. Always remember. All right. Back. Okay. Oh, we got a long way to go. Change the variable name. If assigned a new variable, and to an existing, if you're assigning a new value to an existing variable, it will overwrite the previous value. Int num15, int num1510. You can also assign the one value to another. Int my num equals 15. Int my other num equals 23. Assign the value of my other num to 23 to my num. My num equals my other num. My num is now 23 instead of 15. And then print f %d my num. But what if I change this to 69? Nice. I wonder what to be the purpose of that. Maybe like for certain, or copy other values to empty variables. Int my num equals 15. Declare a variable without assigning a value. Int my other num, semicolon. My other num equals my num. Print. And then Okay. A lot of words to equal 15, but makes sense. Probably add variables together. To add variables together, you can use the plus operator. Int x equals 5 plus int y equals 6. Int sum equals x plus y. Print %d, which is pretty much the number, comma sum. Okay. 400 420 469 420. Can I do 0? 69 420? Hell yeah. Based, actually. 69 420. To add a variable to another variable, you can use the plus operator. Yeah. What happens when you assign a new variable to an existing variable in C? The previous value is overridden. Yeah. What will the following code output? Int my num equals 15. Int my num equals 10. Print %d my num. 10 plus 15. 10. Oh yeah, it'll overwrite it, right? Yeah. It'll be 10. Int my num 15. Int my other num 23. My num my other num. Print FD my num. Int, so we're talking about 15. Int my other num equals 23. My num equals my other num, so it should equal 23. Yeah, because it was pointing back to my num, and my num equals my other num, which is 23. All right, I got it. Which of the following lines correctly assigns the value of one variable to another? My num equals my num. My num equals my num. Okay. What will the following code output? X equals 5, y equals 6, x plus y, 11. Nice. I think my brain's cooking. Declare multiple variables. To declare more than one variable of the same type, use a comma separated list. Int x equals 5, y equals 6, z equals 50. You could also assign the same value to multiple variables the same type. Int y, x, y, z, y equals x equals y equals z equals 50. Print. Oh, okay. What would this come out though? 50, right? No, 150. Okay. Oh, so it's gonna plus all this together. 150. Okay. That makes sense. Interesting. All right, guys. Let's see. We're going to stop here. I'm going to have to go back and remember to write this down where I'm at. We're going to stop here, and we're going to come back and learn more C tomorrow. Maybe, and then after that, some more Monero content, etc., etc. I appreciate y'all stopping by. Remember to share, argue in the comments.